This is the lazy eye taking over once again. This is no boundaries. Yes, so we're back with No Boundaries on Etiquette Radio on the Lazy Eye channel. It's been a rough couple of weeks with like minus 10, minus 15 in Berlin, and this is exciting because yesterday it was still minus 10, but the sun came out, and that was a personal victory. So today, to honor the 2 days of sun that we got in Berlin, out of the blue, we're gonna dive into a weird little genre of unwashed white people from California. So this is exciting. I was like blasting Beach Goth yesterday while I was cleaning my room, because here's the thing: when the sun comes out in Berlin, you kind of realize that you're just living in a pile of dust. I don't know what's happening in Berlin, and there's like dust accumulating, but like once a month when we have a little bit of sun, it's hard to see in your own room. So I cleaned, I was blasting Beach Goth and a little bit of like Motown. I was feeling it. So today we're gonna really dive into the little weird subgenre of Beach Goth. So yeah, welcome back to No Boundaries, a show with music that knows no boundaries, with a host that clearly needs some. Um, and this week's genre and kind of tribute is on Beach Goth, which is this kind of like California, like surf rock meets post punk and weird electronic effects kind of thing. The Growlers are like this little band that kind of like are credited with coming up with the term and kind of starting that whole little subgenre, which it's a fascinating tale. In 2006, Brooks Nielsen and Matt Taylor, they they wanted to be cooler when they went to parties to pick up girls, and so what they did is they didn't know how to play any instruments, but they decided to form like a shitty garage band, and yeah, and like by 2009 they came out with their first album, which this first track, Empty Bones, was on, which is like I would say that's like their best album, and it's just like a bunch of dudes from California that didn't know how to play instruments and just wanted to be cool. It really is fascinating. It really shows you that the sky's the limit if you're a white, beautiful kid with long, gorgeous hair, just sitting by the sand in a beach in California. Really, the sky's the limit. MTV describes Beach Goth as Beach Boys, mellow beats, and Joy Division lyrics. I describe it as Beach Boys on ketamine, which I think is a bit more accurate. So yeah, basically, like they came out with this album in 2009 called "Are You In or Are You Out," and this whole kind of like surf rock, hippie, skateboarding. We're close to the sea, man. We're just making some tunes, man. Chill out, and the rest is history. So, yeah, what happened really, like, they started this kind of movement, and, like, I think in 2012 was the first edition of the Beach Goth Festival, which became, like, a huge thing. Like, now, like, the last couple of years, I think, like, Patti Smith has performed, like, the Wu-Tang Clan. It's no longer very committed to the genre. But it is quite fascinating how it like got this big. So yeah, today it's just gonna be some nice, badly performed, badly recorded, and badly mixed, joyous music from the coast of California. So yeah, I'm gonna play the first track of that album as well, just because that's like the first ever sample of Beach Goth that was ever listened to.
I'm just
Yeah, so that was Something Someone Junior by the Growlers, the first track of the Are You In or Are You Out LP. And so the next track is from a band that are very dear to my heart because I think I went and saw them live when I was 15 or maybe 14. I don't remember. Like, it was in this cute little basement, like historic basement in Athens called the Ann Club. And yeah, and it was like a bunch of 17-year-olds that had quit high school and were touring with their first album. And I was like, fuck yeah. And I remember like meeting the band afterwards because it was like, I think it was like a Tuesday, Wednesday, 50 people. And yeah, so everyone met the band afterwards. It's not like I had a backstage pass. Yeah, and I remember like telling them, shit, I have to go to school tomorrow. And they're like, oh man, fuck, we quit school. So yeah, stay in school, children. Yeah, and I don't know if they would include themselves in this beach goth movement. They kind of went in a more like indie, kind of abstract garage punk sort of route. But their first album had a lot of those influences, so I'm gonna include them. So this is the Beach Fossils with Golden Age from the first album, Beach Fossils. Also another thing I love about like surf rock bands, most of their albums are named after their band, so it's easy to keep track. So yeah, that was Golden Age by the Beach Fossils. Speaking of Athens, I want to give a shout out to me mom who's listening with Kyriakos Makis and Irini. This is the most Greek thing I've ever said on a microphone. Thank you guys, I love you. Athens is like, it's a tricky situation now. I think there's like a meeting in like the UN where they will decide if in fact it is now a dictatorship, which if it happens, fingers crossed, maybe I'll get some money from like Amnesty International for being a political refugee. So that will be lit. Joking aside, it's not. It's getting a bit rough. Hang in there, guys. I'm sorry, I brought the whole thing down. Let's go back to the beautiful coastal sounds of Beach Goth. In doing extensive research as always for this show, if you put in like Bandcamp, like Beach Goth as a genre, there's like 10 or 15 albums that are like free to download that are lit. So I highly recommend that. I'm gonna play some of those because I didn't have a very large Beach Goth catalog before last night. So moving on with Dr. DeVito, All Your Life. welcome back. That was Barbershop Blues by Los Craters. And we're here, the Lazy Eye. This is No Boundaries. We're exploring Beach Goth today and thinking what it would be like if it was summer, there was no corona, and we were at the beach. It's minus 10 here, but it's a bit sunny still, so there's that to enjoy. I'm too Greek for this fucking weather, I can't do it. But yeah, so we're listening to some nice summer tunes of Beach Goth. The next one is, we're going back to the founders, the Growlers, and this is, I think, the first song I ever listened from them, and to me, this is like defying the genre. That was Sea Lion Goth Blues by the Growlers. And we back here at the Lazy Eye Studios. I'm keeping my tradition of having my midday Saturday beer while doing No Boundaries. And this week's selection is Guinness. I found some in a supermarket in honor of Kyriakos. I'm drinking a Guinness, honey. The Lazy Eye, very excited. We're working on a couple new shows. One, if you know, Colette from the Lazy Eye podcast. She's done a bunch of episodes. We're developing a show together. We're doing some fun stuff because we have time and no money. So what's there to do? So yeah, let's keep up the good vibes with some beach goth. This next track is called Chupacabra by the Chupacabras. feature by the Tijuana Panthers. Yeah, a little homage to the Rocky Horror Show there, which I think that for a good part of the Beach Goth festivals, they would do like a Rocky Horror Show at the end of every day of the festival. So yeah, that was fun. I was thinking, so the other day, like, I've been trying to watch some like old movies just to also get like a little bit of, I don't know, reference knowledge or like understanding. So I've downloaded a bunch of like classics, and I downloaded The Apartment, which is like supposed to be like one of the greatest films of the 60s, came out in 1960. So I put it on. I was with my friend Cornelia, who was in the first No Boundaries that was uploaded, and it's so fucking wild. I think it's like one of the best things to do if you feel bad about today's world. I mean, yes, there will be a couple of shots that like are amazing, like a 60s bar or like a little town that has no fucking road. Like, there's something romantic about it. But once you get down to the nitty gritty of it, they're so problematic. Like, it's so weird to watch them now, 60 years later. Like, I don't know which other film it was. Like, this summer in Athens, I went to like open air cinema, which we have a lot of because the weather is nice there. Yeah, and I watched what was it called with Alain Delon, Plain Soleil. I think the English title is like Purple Noon, which is this is one of the few times where the translated title is better than the original. Like, Purple Noon is a good fucking title. Yeah, so like that film also came out in 1960, based on like Mr. Replay novels, and the first 15 minutes of the film, there's like 2 like rapes and making fun of a blind man and basically like abusing a blind man. And like, okay, these don't age well. This is not a kind of like all-time classic. It's so fucking weird. I mean, like, watching movies from like 10 years ago, you're like, oh my god, like their approach on mental health is not very healthy. Yeah, so that was fun. So you can, yeah, like I highly recommend like watching 60s movies and cringing. Also, like, so many of them, like, there's no character development. It's like, it's not even a person. It's like a voice. Like, that's all the work that went into the character. Like, The Apartment is about this guy who works in this like huge like multinational Wall Street type of office, and he gives his apartment out to all the executives so they can have fun with their mistresses while their wives at home and taking care of the children, whatever. Beautiful, nice old school sexism. And yeah, so the whole movie's about this guy who gives out his apartment to all the executives so they can have sex, which is not a bad idea. Like, I appreciate the thought behind it, but like the characters are so fake, and like every scene is so inappropriate, and it's 2 hours, and there's only one African American actor in it, and it's an hour and 45 minutes in, and he's polishing the shoes of the executive. Like, they actively chose, okay, we have a 2-hour film with 10 actors and 1,000 extras. We need an African-American man for 10 seconds to polish someone's shoes. I'm telling you, that's like, Jesus. So yeah, go into that nice spiral. And yeah, fucking hell. That was crazy. So yeah, anyway, back to No Boundaries. This was a little parentheses. Back to No Boundaries. We're gonna listen to White Wine by the Haya Dunes. La 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 la. La
How's it going?
Beautiful. A lot of la 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 la. And now, this is a classic. It's the Alalas. This is Catamaran, and I think this especially is like a track that was like abused in like Greek radio and bars. Just like everyone played it, but I still enjoy it. I think because I haven't heard it for like so much time. So yeah, let's dive into it.
take a piss.
Please.
If you gotta go, you gotta go.
Gotta love that. That track is called One Word, Always Chillin' 55 by Loser here, with a beautiful cover on the LP. Yeah, so I don't think I didn't account for also like this genre having like 2-minute tracks. So I'm gonna have to dig deep for the like 2-hour show, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I love this kind of like sound engineering where it's like obviously like recorded like maybe in a studio, but there's like one mic for the drums and from a distance, like maybe a couple on top, and everything sent through like distortion, tape echoes, reverb. It just like sounds like you're in someone's garage. I fucking love that. Now we're gonna go back to the Growlers. I'm doing like, I don't know, a little tribute to the Growlers and then playing some beach goth that they kind of influenced. This one's from the Hung at Heart album, which was like, I actually don't remember the date. I think like 2013. And to me, it was like the last beach goth album. I think after that, they kind of departed from this super garage sort of like drifty kind of music and went into a bit more, I don't know, I don't want to call it popular, but it got a little bit more edited, and it didn't feel as grimy as it did in like the first 3 albums. So yeah, this is like the last Growlers album that kind of sticks to that that initial kind of idea and sound. So yeah, this is Someday from the Hung at Heart album.
Hang on for the ride. I think I feel a change of tide. Just stay for one life. One day you're gonna be my wife. You'll never have to worry again. I'm gonna be your man. Oh, someday when tall boys turn into champagne, when baloney turns into steak, when I got gold instead of change, well, I can give you everything you ever wanted instead of take. Oh, someday I everything you ever wanted instead of take. Oh, someday. Hang on for the ride. I think I feel a change of tide. So just stay for one life. One day you're gonna be my wife. Oh, someday when Tommy's turns into champagne, when bologna turns into steak, like a gold instead of change, when I can give you everything you ever wanted instead of take. Oh, someday.
Someday by the Growlers. We here at The Lazy Eye, you can find us on YouTube at The Lazy Eye. Every show is uploaded on every Tuesday. Currently, No Boundaries and Lazy Eye podcast. It's uploaded on YouTube and also Spotify, Apple Podcasts on like iTunes. You can find it on almost like every podcast platform if you just want to listen while you're driving. Yeah, Instagram, we're at the _lazy eye, and there's also a Facebook page. We out here trying to promote this shit. Yeah, so the next track I'm gonna play, I wouldn't call it beach goth, but I think it fits with this kind of idea of like fusion between like a super kind of like garage indie alternative style and like electronic, either mixing or kind of like effect elements in the chain. Yeah, so this next one, I saw him live kind of by accident. I was at Madame Claude, which is a badass bar and kind of club. It's in Berlin. It's in Kreuzberg, and it used to be a brothel, and I think Madame Claude was like the famous like hostess at the time, and some French dudes bought the place or are renting it. I'm not sure, and yeah, they created this kind of like there's like the first basement where there's like the bar. Everything is like there's an upside down kind of like composition of like furniture, and so like if you look at the ceiling, there's like another room like upside down. It sounds a bit like gimmicky, but it's actually kind of cool. And they have another basement where there's like live performances every day, and like Mondays are famous for like experimental electronic music. And so I saw this next guy, I saw him performing there. He's a Brit who lives in Berlin. Super charismatic, extremely funny, because he's like a one-man show. He has a microphone, some Volca synths, some like pedals, and yeah, and he basically like performs everything live. And there's always some technical difficulties because he has to control like 10 different things. So it's like very funny as well. Like he can talk for hours. Yeah, and also this album and this track, our very own Mish Moreno, who was on the Lazy Eye podcast 3 weeks ago on episode 13, she recorded and mixed the entire album. So this is close to our heart here at the Lazy Eye. So this is Scar Polish, Protein-Coated Sadness.
And you're rusting.
So yeah, that was Car Polish with Protein Coated Sadness. Yes, so we're gonna go back to the Growlers. And after this track, we're gonna do really like a show favorite segment, which is On This Day. So we're gonna play Living in a Memory by the Growlers, and then it's On This Day.
Your face is clogging up my dreams, smiling so goddamn tenderly. But I know that your heart is artificially sweet, and still I can't pull you out of me. Like a bad mom that a good son can't forget. Guess it's been too long that you ravaged through my head. Well, this is unfair to the girl who loves me. Get out of my head and let me love free. Hell, I know this ain't no good for me. There ain't no grown man that should be living in a memory. Gotta set myself free. Slow down my thought and let my heart beat. Your face is clogging up my dreams, smiling so goddamn tenderly. But hell, I know this ain't no good for me. There ain't no grown man that should be living in a memory. Memories of making love stronger than drugs. Memories of all the sweet things we said. Help me forget her. Eclipse my heart with yours. Help me remember that life's worth living for. Hell, I know this ain't no good for me. There ain't no grown man that should be living in a memory. But hell, I know this ain't no good for me. There ain't no grown man that should be living in a memory. Living in a memory. In love with a memory. Memory set me free. In love with a memory. I picked myself up off the ground. I had an epiphany, babe, a realization, babe. I knew that I couldn't stay down. I had to find a way to be brave. I forgive you, friend. Forgive me, and we can be in love again. We was children. I've lived in life since then. I've grown strong enough, and I got wise. Empty forgive you, friend. Forgive me, and we can be in love again. I picked myself up off the ground. I had an epiphany, babe, a realization, babe. I knew that I couldn't stay down. I had to find a way to be brave. I forgive you, friend. Forgive me, and we can be in love again. I forgive you, friend. Forgive me.
And we're back on No Boundaries, a show about music with no boundaries with a host that clearly needs some. And it's time for On This Day. Now, generally on this day is a website, and it has like all the things that have happened on any given day historically. And there's every day in the fucking calendar, 365, there's a really cool Hitler fact and a really cool Beatles fact. But today we're not going to talk about them. Today we're going to talk just like for a little bit of diversity, so we don't talk about the Führer every show. So the first event of interest is, now here's the thing. This website also like chooses events of interest, which sometimes is funnier than the actual event, the fact that it's highlighted. So yeah, let's get into it. So 1633, on this day, Italian astronomer Galileo Galilei arrived in Rome for trial before Inquisition for professing belief that Earth revolves around the sun. What the fuck? I love the fact, like, he said, like, okay, the Earth definitely goes around the sun, and they're like, okay, there's gonna be an inquisition and a trial before it to see if we're gonna kill you or not, because this shit is flat and don't move, okay? It don't move. So yeah, and let's see, 228 years later, Abraham Lincoln, why can I say Lincoln? Lincoln? Shit. Abraham Lincoln is declared U.S. president in Washington, D.C. So this is a very significant historical day. It's funny to think that like Abraham Lincoln like was the person responsible for basically like ending slavery and starting the Civil War, and he would probably be canceled today as a fucking like right-wing conservative, but it is what it is. If movies from 15 years ago racist, it's very difficult for a president 200 years ago to be woke. Now, this is interesting. 1886, painter Thomas Eakins resigned from Philadelphia Academy of Art after controversial overuse of male nudes in a co-ed art class. I love this. He was like he probably was like the gayest kid in art school, just like painting dicks for years, and then he had to resign because Philadelphia don't fuck around. So yeah, shout out to Thomas Eakins. Then, okay, I only put this in, I don't know any of these words, but this is fascinating that it is like an event of interest highlighted, like one of 10. And it is that in 1971, U.S. Vice President Spiro Agnew, which is a weird part, like this is a Greek first name and an African last name, I don't get it. So Spiro Agnew hits two tee shots into crowd while golfing, and then parentheses, injuring 2. What? How the, like, how? Why? It's like golf is like the least dangerous sport that exists. How can you injure 2? Like 2 tee shots, so he's like 2 of 2. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is another event of interest. 1992, Jose Canseco repeatedly rams his Porsche into wife Esther's BMW. Now this is a jewel. First of all, he's an MLB player, which I think is baseball. Yeah, Major League Baseball. So he doesn't have like the excuse of concussions that football players have. I didn't know what I was doing. I murdered her by accident. But yeah, Jose Canseco rams his Porsche into... First of all, his wife's name is Esther, which I think is brilliant. And he has a Porsche and she has a BMW. I think this one like one for the books. And the last one is another... I love the phrasing of these. Like, there's always like a little disclaimer or a little like detail that makes it funny on its own. So 1996, on this day, British boy band Take That officially announced that they are disbanding. Take That, I think like Robbie Williams was the lead singer of Take That, and then there was a couple of Wham impersonators. So yeah, and now the parenthesis, no, it's a comma. This is brilliant. Prompting UK government to set up a counselling phone line. Actually, it uses plural, like counseling phone lines, meaning that like they had to like reconstruct their entire nation's health, like mental health system because Take That was disbanded. I think that's just brilliant. Puts a smile on my face. So that was on this day. I should clarify, this is for Saturday, the 13th of February when we're recording. So probably if you're listening to this on any online platform, it's a little too late, but still I think we can learn a lot from that. So yeah, 13th of February, shit, I just realized tomorrow is Valentine's Day. I can't wait for like the American media to make like, the news are probably going to be like, couples finding new ways to celebrate Valentine's Day in this quarantine. Yeah, probably having sex all day. It's like, yeah, stay in your house, light some candles, have sex. It's a bogus holiday, but okay. If you're passionate about it, have at it. Now, we're reaching the end of the show, not because of time, because I don't have as much beach goth as I thought I did. Now this right now I'm gonna play. I mean, probably like she knows who she is. A regular listener, a dear friend. This episode is probably like tailored for her, and now I'm gonna play her favorite artist, and she's gonna fangirl. So this is Mac DeMarco, Salad Days, from the Salad Days album. I'm going to play like the first track or first couple just to fill some time. It's not beach goth per se, but he did start like his first, from what I've heard, like he was like super influenced by that beach goth movement, and then he kind of took it in his own kind of like jazzy, I don't know, jazzy influenced indie pop kind of way. Yeah, but this is from the album Salad Days from Mac DeMarco.
I'm getting old, a chip upon my shoulder, rolling through life to roll over and die. La 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 la. Miss and Hilly John, salad days are gone, remembering things just to tell them so long. La 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 la. another year.
That was Be Brave from the Strange Boys, a personal favorite. Yeah, I think I heard this for the first time. DJ Katrina played this at Key Bar when I was like 13, 14. And she would play like Sunday, I think Sunday like afternoon, so like the night. And I was like 14, and my mom would let me like just like sit by the bar till maybe 8, 9, and then I would have to go home to go to school the next day. And she would play this track, and I would get so excited. So this is like a trip down memory lane. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm slowly gonna end this. I think I'm gonna play 1 or 2 more like Growlers songs to end this. And yeah, so this is... Okay, let's play another, like 2 more tracks. This is Red Tide by the Growlers.
And the red tide near.
Heck yeah, so that was Red Tide by the Growlers. We're back here at the end of the show. This was No Boundaries, number 3. We're workshopping the title. It's gonna be Bitch Goth. That sounded like bitch, no, Beach Goth. And Bitch Goth. And some Guinness. I don't know, we'll see what the title is. I'm dressed like a beatnik poet with an opium addiction for this show, just going full character. So yeah, this was yet another Lazy Eye show. It was No Boundaries, a show with music that knows no boundaries, with a host that clearly needs some. Subscribe to our channels, follow us on the social media. I'll pop everything in the description. And thank you for listening. We're gonna end on 1 Million Lovers by the Growlers. So thank you for tuning in. This was the Lazy Eye. Tune in next week for the Lazy Eye podcast. Next week's show, I'm doing me against the Swedish gang of the school. 3 really cool badass women, badass musicians, and we're gonna do a fun little drinking Lazy Eye podcast session. So yeah, tune in for everything. Subscribe, give us a like, do all that schniff, and see you next week. Ending with 1 Million Lovers by the Growlers.
Found a cure for loneliness, I'm forever immune. Stuck in my walking in my head and I hum her too. If she got rhythm, it's right. Some things don't need words. You know you're living when it all becomes a blur. Can't be explained, and there ain't no reason to. Something strange just takes over you. 1 million lovers that choose from, but none like her. The only one for sure. 1 million lovers that choose from, but none like her. The only one for sure. Can't explain, but it's almost hard to recognize myself. Slowly I've changed, turned into someone else. I find myself doing things I'd never do, dreaming of her the whole day through. Can't explain, there is no need. There's no one else who's been inside of me. Can't be explained, and there ain't no reason to. Something strange just takes over you. 1 million lovers that choose from, but none like her. The only one for sure.